it was a point in New York where they were saying New York radio didn't sound like New York, right? Like all the way.
That was true.
And Trinidad James did some type of show, and he was on the stage, and he was saying like how he was in New York, and it didn't sound like New York. And I'm like, wow. Like, this is shit that you would hear behind closed doors, but this nigga really said it publicly.
I remember I was at that show.
And at that point, I was working on my first installment with DJ Drama, AON, right? So this goes back to answer your question of why I changed. He said, you New Yorkers don't even sound like New York rappers no more. At that point, I had 18 songs doing my personal rendition of what a trap song would be at that time, right? Because when I'm thinking Gangsta Girls, I'm thinking this is what you're supposed to do,
right. His Drama's Gangsta Girls, so, Atlanta.
Yeah. So that was the last draw for me. I scrapped the whole project, scrapped it. Records with everybody from Dirk and Yo Gotti, whoever was hot. You know what I mean?
Damn, Trinidad James. Look what you did, yo.
It's your man Delvin. Welcome to Delvin's Room. And bruh, Trinidad James is the Grinch who stole hip hop, bruh. God damn, man. So this Lloyd Banks this Lloyd Banks interview that he did with Joe Budden a couple years ago, it's starting to make its rounds again because people are interested in how Lloyd Banks would have sounded on trap beats from the early 2000s, right? And to hear Lloyd Banks detail why he didn't drop that project just gets some more annoying, bro. It makes it more annoying, bro. It's like, this nigga Trinidad James, bro. Trinidad James had one hit, couldn't make an album, nothing else was gonna work from this fool. And he took his ass up to New York after coming to Atlanta. He took his ass up there to New York and told New York niggas they don't sound like themselves. And unfortunately, it hit the waves to Lloyd Banks and make Lloyd Banks scrap a whole project, bro. And the reason I wanted to even talk about this shit because I'm a huge Lloyd Banks fan, bro. Like, Lloyd Banks is one of my favorite rappers of all time. That Hunger for More album is a classic to me. Rotten album is a classic to me. I think Lloyd Banks is the best punchline rapper of all time. I believe nobody sets up the punchline like he did, like he still does. Lil Wayne, because a lot of people just don't know. Lil Wayne gives you punchline after punchline after punchline, which is cool, but you have to set up the punchline to make it more intriguing, you feel me? So Lloyd Banks in the 16 bars, he may only give you 4 or 5 punchlines, but those 4 or 5 punchlines, the way he set them up, they gonna hit every time. Whereas in Lil Wayne, in his verses, this nigga have 16 verses, and Lil Wayne have 10 punchlines. Sometimes he have a punchline in every bar. So 16 bars, he have 16 punchlines. You feel me? That's kind of overdoing it to me. That's my personal opinion. Everybody different though. But nonetheless, like, to know that Lloyd Banks was finna get off on trap beats and we didn't get it because of this fool goddamn Trinidad James? Yeah, it's kind of annoying, bro. That's kind of annoying, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's super annoying, bro. Because Trinidad James is an ass rapper himself, you feel me? He had the one song, what it was, All on My Gold, Everything. That song was cool, but my nigga, for that nigga to distort history like the way he did, fuck that nigga, man. For real, for real. Like, to distort a goddamn Lloyd Banks trap beats mixtape with DJ Drama, I would have just loved to see it, because I'm one of those people, I love when rappers that spit bars get on more diverse beats, you feel me? Now, of course, Lloyd Banks sounds amazing on East Coast beats, you feel me? So I'm glad he did return to that sound, you feel me? Because in his early career, on his freestyles and shit like that, on them mixtapes, he sounded amazing. Shit was amazing. Shit was super dope. But Lloyd Banks has a diverse fan base, you feel me? Some of us are not from the East Coast, you feel me? I'm from the South. I love Banks, you feel me? I love Banks music. So him just focusing on that East Coast music because, he felt that void needed to be filled, which is understandable, very understandable. But it kind of abandoned certain fans. That's why certain of the latter mixtapes from Banks or the latter albums from Banks, I appreciate them, but I like them the same way I like the earlier projects. You feel me? I feel like Hunger for More was a very universal project. Rotten Apple, very universal. The song he did with 8-Ball, MJG, Scarface. He had a lot of legendary down south niggas on that song. I'm Mr. Iceman. I fuck your wife, man. You feel me? That bit hard as hell. So I would like to hear Banks on those type of songs. You feel me? So it's just we haven't heard Banks on that, and to hear this fucking idiot Trinidad James is the reason why. Nigga, please. You feel me? Nigga, please. Oh man, it's a wild one, bro. But y'all let me know what y'all would have thought, bro. Did y'all want to hear Lloyd Banks on trap beats? Maybe some niggas didn't want to hear Banks on trap beats. But I bet most niggas did because Banks sound great on any other type of beat. Remember when Banks and G-Unit, they was out on the West Coast, them niggas was flipping on West Coast beats. Banks sounded amazing on West Coast beats. When he fucked with Young Buck, Cash Money, Prices on My Head and shit like that, Banks flipped on them South beats, you feel me? Banks is a nigga, he's an East Coast nigga that can switch his style, so it'll be interesting to see Banks on that type of shit. But this nigga Trinidad James, bro, he did so much fuck shit in this game, bro. It is what it is. It's your nigga Delvin's room to the next one. Bing.